you mentioned your agent. That's Patricia Nelson, right?
Yes.
When did she come into the picture?
So midway through 2015, well, in the beginning of 2015, I started querying. Oh, no, was it the beginning? Let me just try and think. I started writing the Turnaway Girls at the end of 2014, and then I started querying in April of 2015, and then signed with Patricia in June, I think. And what happened is that she actually read the book and then gave me a revise and resubmit, or asked me if I wanted to revise and resubmit. And I said that I would. And she sent me like a list of books to read about story structure, including Save the Cat by Blake Snyder, which continues to be my favorite book about story structure, even though it's about screenwriting, not novel writing. And so I was doing that revise and resubmit for her. The book I'd also queried a handful of other agents. And then what happened was, while I was doing the R&R, I got an offer from one of the other agents. But I had this feeling, because of the interaction I'd had with Patricia, that I wanted to sign with her and that we would make a good team. Because of the notes that she'd given me and because of how we'd interacted, I just immediately felt comfortable with her. And I just had this kind of gut feeling, like this intuition, that she and I would make a good team. So I let her know that I had an offer, and she said to me, well, just send me what you've revised so far. And I think by that stage I'd rewritten the entire manuscript, and I was like polishing it. So I sent her the first 3 chapters, I think, that were kind of readable. And she offered on that version of the manuscript. And so that's how we started working together. And it's funny because we still work like that together. I send her pitches for books, and she weighs in on kind of which book I should focus on. And I send her drafts, and she always sends me the most insightful notes. So we work together really, really well. And the gut feeling that I had back then has proven to be accurate.
Good. I love it when that works out. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
And I should shamelessly remind esteemed audience that Patricia Nelson was good enough to face the 7 questions, available now at middlegradeninja.com. Ms. Nelson, if you're listening, I would absolutely love to have you on the show sometime. You mentioned that you had a sense of her, so had you met her before and you officially queried her, or did you pick her name out of a writer's market?
No, I hadn't met her. What happened was I actually entered a pitch competition on Twitter, and it was one of these things where you had to kind of submit your pitch and then like the first 500 words or something like that. And then it was like kind of a blog hopping situation. So they would put the authors who arranged the competition, they would put the pitches and a little excerpt on their blog. And then agents would comment if they wanted to see more of any of the books that were there. And so Patricia had commented on my pitch, which is why I sent her the manuscript. So fate intervened, because I actually hadn't queried her. Like, I hadn't thought to query her. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe she just hadn't come up in my research yet. But yeah, so I sent her the manuscript, and she read it and loved it, but wanted me to do some changes, and that's how our relationship started. And obviously, when an agent offers an R&R, they kind of send you an edit letter in a way. They send you like notes and Patricia's amazing because she doesn't ever tell me like, this is how you should fix this. She's more saying there's a problem here, or like she can really see the bird's eye view of my book, and she can point out like the pacing is lagging here, or this isn't quite working, but she never says you should fix it like this. And so she gave me these kind of broad notes, and from her edit letter I could just tell that she really understood my book. She really understood my writing, and she was the kind of person who could help me to write better and to write the books that I really wanted to write. So yeah, it's worked out really well.